How is it going? Hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for tuning in this video. Today I'm here with a review of a special edition of AEW Dynamite, which was Fight for the Fall in 2020. Without wasting any time, I'm going to jump right into things. The show opened up with the TNT Championship Match, Cody defending against Sonny Kiss. This was a good match. Cody right from the get-go hit a huge pump kick and, kind of wasn't taking Sonny seriously. At one point, he was doing some push-ups, and, Arn was yelling at Cody at ringside because he wasn't taking Sonny seriously. And then, of course, Sonny had a comeback on Cody, which Cody quickly had to kind of react to, and kind of Arn at ringside was kind of putting Cody's ass in the check, saying, let's see what happens. We mess around. This is what happens. And Cody was able to cut off Sonny Kiss, attempted the crossroads, but Sonny actually countered that into his own variation of the crossroads, which was a nice spot. I thought Sonny Kiss had a really good opportunity here to shine. I thought this is probably the best he's looked. Since being in AEW, honestly, he hasn't had many opportunities, and I thought this was definitely a really good opportunity for him. Towards the end, Cody was pretty much desperate to put Sonny Kiss away. He was literally hitting everything he possibly could, even hit an Alabama slam onto the ramp, which looked very, very painful. Cody hit a superplex for a near fall. Cody was just doing everything he could to beat Sonny Kiss, even taking off the turnbuckle pads to expose a turnbuckle to try to cheat to win, but Sonny Kiss ended up using that to his advantage, putting Cody into the turnbuckle for a roll-up for a near fall. They exchanged blows towards the end, but Cody ended up hitting one final crossroads for the 1-2-3 to retain the TNT Championship. Like I said, overall, that was a good match. Sonny Kiss had a good performance against Cody, and I thought it was a pretty good way to open the show. I just felt like something was missing, though. It didn't really feel like an impactful TNT title match. It just kind of seemed like it was just there, so it kind of seemed meaningless, but it was a solid match. Like I said, Sonny Kiss did have a solid performance coming out of it, so can't complain too much about it. From there, we go to FTR taking on the Lucha Bros. This was a really fun match right from the get-go. Dax Hardwood, he was just going absolutely nuts with the Lucha Bros. He was just laying in his chops, and him and Pentagon, man, and him and Phoenix, they were just beating the holy hell of each other. Cash had a really good hot tag at one point where he hit a fantastic tornado DDT onto the outside onto Ray Phoenix, which I thought was a great spot. This was a lot of fun. I thought, they were able to incorporate their different styles very well, even to the point where obviously FTR had to revert to, using tactics that they normally wouldn't do. Like, obviously, like I said, Cash hitting the tornado DDT on the outside. So I thought it was a good clash of styles. It was a very good wrestling match. I thought Lucha Bros did excellent in this match, and Revival, or FTR, I apologize. It was great to see them, kicking ass again, and I love the exchange too. Towards the end, Lucha Bros were trying to hit a huge system pile driver onto Cash Wheeler, but Dax was able to get him out of it. And then Dax and Ray Phoenix were fighting on the inside. They were just laying blows back and forth, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Dax just yanks Phoenix's mask off, was able to give him a cradle, 1, 2, 3, gets the win for FTR. So FTR defeats the Lucha Bros. Really good match, really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun with it, and I thought the finish was awesome too. It was one of those times where I legitimately popped because I wasn't expecting it, and I thought it played perfectly into the match as well. So great stuff. FTR gets the victory. Afterwards, Butcher and the Blade are kind of taunting FTR with their keys. Young Bucks show up, super kick them, get the keys, get them back to FTR. Kenny Omega comes out with 3 beers, gives 2 of them to FTR, 1 for himself, because obviously last week he poured his out when drinking with them. This week he said he'll drink it with them, but then FTR end up pouring their beers on Kenny Omega instead and walk out. So obviously that causes a huge friction more into FTR and Kenny Omega and the Bucks. Hopefully this leads to a triple threat tag match, FTR, Bucks versus Paige and Omega. Sounds absolutely fantastic, so love to see that down the line. But yeah, I thought it played well into the story, and definitely adds more friction. So yeah, had no problems with the aftermath of the match. From there, I'm going to go to a promo by Chris Jericho. Jericho pretty much comes out, cuts, I guess you can call it a great promo. It wasn't bad or anything, but it's just the material I just didn't really care for. He pretty much was talking about the ratings and how he's a demo god, and talks about, what demos matter in ratings. It just wasn't needed, and honestly, I didn't care to hear it. I don't care for ratings, so I just didn't care for it at all. Ended up with Orange Cassidy coming out because he was talking about how his match with Orange Cassidy draws ratings and how it's a huge rating draw for a rematch, but he's refusing to give Orange Cassidy one. Ends up with Orange Cassidy having orange juice spilled on all of them from the top. It just drapes all over them from the top of the ring onto all of them. So Yeah, that was that, and Jericho was just pissed off and fuming, and from that point moved on to commentary. So Jericho on commentary was very entertaining for the second half of the show, so that was really good. So entertaining segment though. I didn't care for the promo, but it was entertaining nonetheless, as most things Chris Jericho related things are. From there, I'm going to a 6-man tag team match. The Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks take on Jurassic Express. This match was a hell of a lot of fun. Now, there was absolutely no psychology, no story, no structure, no nothing. But it was all over the place, it was crazy, and it was a lot of fun. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. Right from the get-go, Jungle Boy and Nick Jackson had a great exchange. Marco Stunt and Kenny Omega had some funny stuff where Marco Stunt was kind of bumping Kenny Omega's chest and Kenny didn't really give a shit. Luchasaurus and Kenny Omega had a fantastic exchange as well. Jungle Boy looked awesome with a hot tag where he took everyone in the Elite out at one point with an awesome... I think it was Matt Jackson. He gave a springboard Spanish fly to a second rope. Just some crazy stuff. A lot of head scissors as well to the outside. Marco Stunt just being thrown around like it was absolutely nothing. Kenny Omega, almost got beat by Marco Stunt at one point when Jurassic Express pretty much had a 3-1 assault on Kenny and was able to cut him down, and it looked like they're closing on the win. But Young Bucks brought up the win. There was a crazy spot where everyone was just like grouped up all of a sudden, like they were on top of each other. It was really hard to explain, but Marco Stunt ends up hitting a Canadian Destroyer onto I think it was Matt Jackson. I forgot who it was, but it's a huge Canadian Destroyer off of somebody into the ring. Just absolutely insane spot. Kenny Omega gives Marco Stunt a Dragon Sleeper Suplex, which absolutely comes off hilarious. Kenny Omega just absolutely destroys Marco Stunt at the end with various V-triggers, following up with a one-winged angel for the 1-2-3. So Kenny Omega gets the win for the Elite. Like I said, this had no structure to it, no psychology, no story, but it was all over the place. It was a mess, but it was absolutely fun. It was like a car wreck. You couldn't keep your eyes off of it. It was fantastic. I loved it. But yeah, it was what's a perfect analogy for it? It reminded me perfectly of a PWG 6-man tag team match. That's the perfect way to describe it. That's pretty much what it was. So yeah, really fun match. And then afterwards, Kenny Omega beat down Marco Stunt some more. Then the Young Bucks were kind of like, what the hell are we doing? So Kenny Omega showing shades of a potential heel turn. I'd be all for it. I love the cleaner gimmick, and if he were to bring that back for him being as a heel, I'm all for it. So Kenny Omega having that sick, sadistic look as he smiled as he beat down Marco Stunt afterwards, I thought was great. So that definitely intrigues me going forward with everything going on with the Elite. Hangman Page and even FTR, obviously they were shown drinking with Hangman Page during the match. So yeah, I'm very interested in everything related to the Elite going forward in AEW. So yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. I thought the aftermath of the match was very well done as well. From there, I'm going to the Nightmare Sisters in action. They took on Kenzie, Paige, and MJ Jenkins. Not much of the match. Really good showcase, though, for Brandy and Allie. I thought everything they did looked pretty good. There wasn't any hiccups, really. I thought they both looked really well for the most part. It was a very quick squash. Allie got the victory for her and Brandy. So, yeah, it was a good showcase. I'll say that. I thought Brandy and Allie definitely looked good, so not much to it. Nyla Rose comes out. She reveals her manager, who ends up being Vicky Guerrero, which many predicted to be. Honestly, if Vicky Guerrero is going to play her 2008 character where she's going to yell "excuse me" for 20 minutes straight like she kind of did when she opened her promo, I'm not for it. I don't really care to see it. Back then, it was good heat, but now I choose what to put up with in terms of in wrestling, and I don't really want to put up with that, so hopefully that's the case. But she did cut a pretty good promo saying how when the time is perfect, that's when her and Nyla will go after the AEW Women's World Championship again. So I don't know. I don't really care for the pairing, but I'll give it a shot. So that's the least I can do. But yeah, and then of course go to the main event, which was the AEW World Championship match. Jon Moxley defending against Brian Cage. For a match that honestly I had no expectations for because I wasn't sure on paper. Just Jon Moxley and Brian Cage was never a matchup I ever thought of. But I will say they had a great match, I thought. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic main event. Match tonight, if you ask me, I thought Moxley did a fantastic job on Brian Cage's arm, just working on it, doing whatever he could to put in any kind of hold, whereas an arm bar or a more Fuji arm bar, any type of arm bar he could apply it to. I thought he was doing fantastic work on it. Brian Cage looked like a machine. He was fighting out of everything Moxley had to throw at him. Kicking out of everything, too. He kicked out of the paradigm shift, I believe, twice in this match. And no matter what Moxley did, Brian Cage was kicking out of it. So I thought Brian Cage looked like an absolute machine. And I thought, Moxley did a fantastic job working on his arm. So I thought it made it to a really good main event. The match spilled to the outside where Moxley tried to suplex him onto the railing, but Brian Cage reversed it, so Mox ended up getting suplexed onto the railing, and they completely recreated that spot in the ring with the chair, though. Moxley tried to suplex Cage onto the chair, but Cage countered it and reversed it, whereas Moxley got suplexed onto the chair. So I thought that was pretty funny that they would do the same exact spot essentially twice in a row, but it is what it is. But these two, beat the shit out of each other. It was a nice fight. Towards the end, Moxley just locked in an arm bar, would not let go of it, and Taz was freaking out. He just, was saying, "Screw you, Moxley, screw you," and ended up throwing in the towel. So Taz throws the towel in for Brian Cage, and Moxley gets the win via referee stoppage and retains the AEW World Championship. And I liked it because on commentary, they made sure to let you know that, hey, Taz is not throwing in because he doesn't think Brian Cage can get out of it. He's protecting his investment. That arm that Moxley's working on, he just got it repaired. Why would you risk him getting it, re-injured, risk him being out another 6 months just to heal, and another 6 months for rehab? Why would you want him to be on the shelf again? So Taz, being smart that he is, said, screw it. Opportunity to come again. Throws a towel in for Brian Cage. Mox retains the championship. Like I said, great main event. I thought it was really enjoyable. Then afterwards, Brian Cage attacks Moxley with the FTW title. Lights go out. Lights come back in. And Darby Allin gives Brian Cage a huge drop kick with the skateboard, signaling his return. And Darby Allin is back. Looks like him and Brian Cage will be going down probably at All Out, which should be a great match. Or hell, I'd even see a triple threat with Moxley, Cage, and Allin. I think that'd be a great championship match as well. So Darby Allin's back. Great to see him. I think him and Brian Cage would be a hell of a lot of fun, especially with the F10 that Darby Allin could take. He can take an F45 probably. It'd be absolutely insane. But Darby Allin's back. Should be good stuff. And that was a great main event to close what I thought was a great show overall. At that, this edition of Dynamite, which was Fight for the Fallen 2020, was a great edition of Dynamite. I thought the FTR Lucha Bros tag match was a lot of fun. Obviously, the 6-man tag team match I thought was really fun. I thought that was an absolutely crazy match. Main event I thought was great. The opener I thought was fine for what it was. And the rest of the show, was good as well. So no complaints from me. Another really easy 2-hour show to sit through from AEW. And they've been killing it with these edition of Dynamites. I know they've been doing, these pay-per-view quality shows the last couple of weeks, but still, they've been killing it with these attraction matches on Dynamite and making people want to tune in. So AEW definitely has been bringing the heat, and I've been really enjoying it so far. So Fight for the Fallen 2020 overall, like I said, was great. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below. And of course, the next time, I'll see you guys, and thank you guys for watching the video.